Now there cried a certain woman of the wives of the sons of the prophets unto Elisha, saying, Thy servant, my husband, is dead, and thou knowest that thy servant did fear the Lord. But the creditor has come to take unto him my two sons to be bondmen, slaves. And Elisha said unto her, What shall I do for thee? Tell me, what is in your house? And she said, Thy handmaid hath nothing, not one thing in the house. It's all gone. What do you do when everything's gone? Everything's gone except one pot of oil. And the man of God said, Go borrow thee vessels abroad of all thy neighbors, even empty vessels, borrow not a few. And when thou art come in, thou shalt shut the door upon thee and your sons, and shall pour out into all those vessels, and shall set them aside that which is full. So she left him, shut the door upon her and her sons, who brought the vessels to her, and she poured out. And it came to pass, when the vessels were full, that she said to her son, Bring me yet another vessel. And he said unto her, There is not any more vessels left, and the oil is stayed. Y'all can be seated, and I'm going to allude to this scripture this morning for just a few moments. I was going to preach a different message. This morning when I got up, I felt like the Lord spoke to me and said, this is the way He wanted me to go. Here is a woman. I'm going to take my time. Here's a woman that is not a sinner. Come on, somebody. She's not away from God. She is, in fact, married to a prophet. He is in, according to the Bible, this is Elisha that has now taken over the school of the prophets of Elijah. Elijah was Elisha's mentor. But he has been taken up in a whirlwind to a chariot of fire, and he has been taken into heaven. And he drops back the mantle of the Lord, and when it touches Elisha, Elisha gets what he has required of the Lord, which is what the Bible calls a double portion of the Spirit of God. Now Elisha has taken over the school of the prophets, and he's teaching these young men how to preach, how to prophesy, and how to be a minister. Here comes one of those men's wives, and he has died. And she comes to Elisha and says, Thy servant, my husband. Notice how she says that, not my husband, your servant. He had ran his household to the point that his work for God was more important than him being married to this woman. She says, Thy servant, my husband, is dead. And I have a problem because you know that your servant served you in this school of the prophets, and now the creditor is come. You would have thought that this man would have worked and have gathered goods up and left her an investment, or left her something behind. You would have thought that maybe when he died, somebody would have came to her, the executor of his estate, and said to her, I know your husband's dead and things look bad and you might be grieving right now, but I want to share with you that he had some life insurance put back and you're going to be all right. Everything's good. And he invested his money in real estate. You've got houses you can turn into rental properties, and you've got everything going on, and you're going to be all right. But that wasn't the deal. Apparently, this man had spent everything he had in ministry. Can I share with you, it is one thing to be in problems and issues when you're out in the world. But how many knows it's another thing when you're God's people and you're going through problems? Amen. And everybody on the outside standing looking inside and saying, where is your God now? Do you not understand that now the creditor has come? And this woman, the Bible said that when the creditor come, he said, you've got so many days, and after those days, if you don't pay what you owe me, I'm going to take your two sons and sell them into slavery, and they're going to work until the credit is paid off. Do you hear me this morning? And according to this scripture, she goes to the man of God and said, thy servant has served you, and now the creditors come, and I don't have money to pay. And the man of God says, I need to know what is in your house. And according to verse number 2, her answer back to him is, there's nothing in the house except a pot of oil. Now, I don't know how she emptied the house. Maybe she thought, I've got to sell some stuff to try to pay the credit. But according to this Bible, no matter what she paid, no matter how much she set out in the front yard and had the yard sale, the garage sale, no matter how much money she raised, according to this Bible, the creditor was not paid. The price was not enough. Come on, somebody. She didn't raise enough money to pay who she was in debt to. And now all she's got left is a pot of oil. It's just a mere pot of oil. There's nothing left but that. Can I share with you this morning that what the enemy of your soul wants to do is to strip you down. And he wants to take everything out of your life. If you're not careful this morning, the devil will take your joy. He'll take your peace. He'll take your happiness. But I want to share with you this morning that there's one thing that shall remain. And if that one thing remains, the devil ain't got enough weapons to destroy you. What you got to make sure that stays in your house is that pot of oil. Let me share with you this morning that the oil represents the Holy Spirit. Let me just say it Pentecostal. The oil represents the Holy Ghost. If the devil takes you down, if he gets everything you got to make sure that he don't get the anointing of the Holy Ghost that's in your life. You can stand without a car. You can live right without a house. You don't have to have a couch to sit down on. But if you don't have the anointing, you'll fail every time. I'm thankful this morning for the anointing of the Holy Ghost of God that empowers a man or a woman to be a son or daughter of God. All I've got is a pot of oil. Since I don't have a pot this morning, I'm just going to use this water bottle. Is that all right? He said, what have you got in the house? She said, I don't have anything except one pot of oil. I got to thinking about that this morning. I thought, wonder why she held on to a pot of oil. Maybe the Bible doesn't tell us what type of oil it was, but apparently it must have been some expensive oil. It must have been something that was out of the ordinary. Can I share with you this morning that what we have in Redemption Harvest Church, you can't find just anywhere. No, sir. That's why the devil fights us so hard. That's why the devil wants to shake us up. That's why the devil trying to take us down. It's because the devil knows that in this pot, come on somebody, there is an oil that you just can't find anywhere else. You ought to be thankful for the house of God that you go to. You can't feel the anointing everywhere you go. But when you walk through those doors back there, and the saints get to singing, and the preacher gets to preaching, there's something starts stirring in the house. I'm thankful this morning for the goodness of the Holy Ghost of God. I wouldn't take nothing from what Jesus has given me. The world don't have it. The world didn't give it, and the world can't take it away. Are you hearing me this morning? I've been in the world. I've been hooked up on drugs and alcohol and all the other things that the world's got to offer. But I'm telling you right now, I wouldn't trade one time of feeling the oil of the anointing of God for everything that world's got to offer. Give me Jesus and let the world go by. I don't know what that oil was, but it must have been expensive. Because out of all the things she sold to raise the money, she kept that pot of oil. He said, here's what I want you to do. The man of God, Elisha, said, I want you to go back to your house. I've got to get you thinking in the right direction. I want you to hear me, Redemption. I've got to get you thinking right. Come on, somebody. Elisha said what you held on to. Yes, sir. Why did you not, listen to this, why did you not think that others wanted it? Do you not understand that if you would present the oil you got to everybody in your city, they'll come to buy the oil from you? Why did you leave it on the shelf? Why did you hide that pot of oil? Why have you kept that to yourself? I heard the Lord speak to me this morning and say the problem with Redemption Harvest is that we love what we have and we treasure the pot of oil, but the problem is that our thinking is wrong. Can I tell you what we have the rest of the world wants? They just got to be presented right. It's got to be shown to them. I declare to you this morning, and I prophesy now in the name of Jesus, that if we start giving the oil out of our pot, they will come into this church because the world wants something different than what they've got. I got to get you convinced that what you got is worth giving out. He said, she said, I've only got a pot of oil. That's all that's left in the house. Everything else I've sold, I've got rid of it. And here's what he says to her. It's a strange thing. He said, you just got one pot of oil? She said, just one pot. One pot of oil. That's all I've got. He said, what I want you to do, since you're in debt already, I want you to go borrow some vessels. What? I'm already in debt and you're telling me to go to my neighbors and borrow vessels. Can I tell you this? Some of us want Jesus to fill this place with lost people, and we ain't even went to her neighbors yet. How many people live around you in your subdivision, on your street, that you knocked on their door and handed them a pamphlet from Redemption Harvest and said, we got oil to give you if you'll just come? Are you hearing what I'm telling you? What happened was, he said, you go borrow those vessels of oil. You go borrow the vessels. All you got to do is get empty vessels. Get not a few. I'm going to do such a miracle that you're going to be amazed by it. What I want you to do is I want you to get every vessel you can get. You bring them to your house. And then what I want you to do is shut the doors. Come on, somebody. Shut the doors. Lock yourself in. Get in there with just you and your two sons. And then what I want you to do is I want you to take that oil you got, that precious pot of anointing. I want you to start pouring that oil a little at a time in those vessels until they're full. When it gets full, you set it over to the side. And I preach to you right now that what the call of God is for our life is that we don't keep this oil to ourselves, but we start pouring on other people. And the more we pour on other people, is the more God puts back in the pot. Do you understand? We're never going to run out of the Holy Ghost. There's never a short supply of the anointing of God. You don't have to guard it. No, sir. You can give it away. And when you give it away, God said, I'll put it back in you. He said, I'll give to you good measure, shaken together, pressed down, and running over. God said, if you'll learn how to give the oil away, I'll bless your pot so much that it'll fill every single time. Go borrow the vessels, and you just start pouring the oil. Come here, Terry. Borrow some vessels. Borrow it. Now this is, he don't tell what kind of vessels. He don't talk about what lifestyle they're out of. He don't tell you to get white vessels. He don't tell you to get black vessels. He don't tell you to get Hispanic vessels. Come on, somebody. He don't tell you to get vessels you like. He don't tell you to get vessels you get along with. He just tells you to go get vessels. Come on, somebody. He doesn't say get straight people. He don't talk about getting homosexuals. He don't talk about getting people out of alternate lifestyles. He said all I got to do is get the vessel. You can't change the vessel until you get the oil in the vessel. And I tell you, the only thing that changed Joey Garden from a lifestyle of sin is when the Holy Ghost moved inside of me. When I got the oil in my vessel, it didn't matter what my pastor did. He changed me when the oil came into me. He said, you just get vessels. Just go out and gather them. Don't you try to clean them up, fix them. Don't you try to straighten them up. Just get me some vessels. Come here, come here, come here. Get me some vessels. No, he don't do that. He didn't always look like this. He didn't look like that. He was a mess. Get a vessel. Get a vessel that's been put down. You're helping me right now. Get a vessel that's broken. That's how he came into her church. Come on, somebody. Simple just had a night out one night. I said, won't you come? We got to talking to him. Here was his exact words. I'm not going to use the curse word he used back then. He said, you know, listen, I forgive everything that happened in church. He said, but I'm still not coming to your church. I've been hurt. I'm not coming. I said, all right, I got it. All I was doing was collecting vessels. So we was going to have a pastor appreciation day. I sent him a text. Hadn't called his phone, texted his phone in 10 years. Sent him a text and said, hey, they're having me a pastor appreciation day. I'd like for you to come. He come right back there, sit right down in that. Now he's the preacher. Now he's doing good. Now he's helping with the youth department. And you know what he's doing? He's helping me count vessels. You will hear what I'm saying. What I had to do with him is to get vessels in the church. Listen, every one of you are a vessel that's being collected. You might be, I feel the Holy Ghost right now. You may be through a battle. The devil be trying to take you down. You wouldn't be here if there wasn't some oil left. You wouldn't be here if there wasn't some anointing in you. You wouldn't be here if there wasn't some desire left in you to be right with God. Wonder however far you want to from God. As long as there's oil there, Jesus will be calling that oil back. Jesus will be calling that anointing. I'm telling you, quit running from him and get in his house and let him fill your vessel again. Come on. Collect. Get a vessel. I got a vessel. Just I got a vessel from the neighbor. Come on, somebody. I got another vessel. Come on, somebody. Oh, this preacher. Oh no, he's a mess. He come out of that church of messed up belief. I mean, you know, a woman couldn't wear makeup. Let me tell you this. I've seen some women that need to wear makeup. Praise God. And amen. I've seen some men that need to wear it too, but don't come around this way. And he come out of that church. A woman had to wear dresses all the time. She was under submission. She was, you know, and that's good. Submit to the man of God. If he's a man of God, submit to him. If he ain't a man of God, get away from the joker. Come on, somebody. And let me preach now. He come out of that. His theology was messed up. He had the law of God, but he didn't know the grace of God. And God just said, pull the vessel into your church. And when you get him here, let him ask whatever question he wants to. Just preach the truth, and he'll come to the truth. So I give him the vessel. He came in here by himself. He came in here lonely. He came in here broken. He came in here divorced. And God didn't tell me to get married, sanctified people. He just said get vessels. God knew what he was doing when he brought you to redemption. And then God reached all the way to Kentucky and brought a woman of a broken background. Brought a woman that don't deserve to be in the house of God. Brought a woman like God that's been there and done that. But aren't you glad in the name of Jesus that God ain't looking at your vessel? He knows if I can get enough oil in it, I'll change that vessel to be what I want it to be. You full yet? Are you full yet? Are you full yet? Have you been given oil to anybody? Yeah. See, God knows what he's doing. Here's what happened. I didn't know when Mel would first come to this church, and Mike would come to this church, and we'd be doing a drug rehab together. But they're helping run drug rehab together. Right. They're giving out to them girls that was hooked on drugs, and we're transitioning them into sober living. Do you hear what I'm saying? As I pour, they're pouring. And I pour, and they pour. And I pour, and they pour. You ain't helping me right there. Who would have known that 17 years ago God would have took a preacher like myself and said, I want you to get outside the four walls of this church, and I want you to go to that biker community out there, and I want you to show Christ to them. Are you hearing me? I'm here. I want you to show Jesus. I don't want you to shove him down the throat. I want you to walk in front of them so that they recognize something's different about you. And so, and you know why he's pulling vessel? So he can do this right here. All he's wanting to do is pour out of his spirit upon all flesh. Your sons and your daughters will prophesy. I feel the Holy Ghost. I'm telling you, God ain't worried about what the vessels look like. He will get enough anointing in there to change who they are. We sit in church. We do. Not our church, but most churches. Sit in church and we pick and choose what vessel we want. And we pick and choose how they come in. And we want to tell them how they have to act and how they have to dress and how they have to look. And they don't even know it yet. Come on, somebody. And I found out in the years of preaching, the very ones that want to judge people that come in is the ones that ain't made it themselves. Come on, somebody. But we can recognize that we would not be where we're at, Brother Randy, if it was not for the mercy and the grace of God. None of us have a problem with how those vessels come in. Bring them in, Jesus. More than God's leadership involved. I know when you get them in here, you're going to pour all into their vessels. My God. If she took that pot of oil, I'm closing. She took that pot of oil and she poured as much as she could pour until every vessel. Bible history says it was hundreds of vessels. She just kept packing them in rooms of her house until all the vessels was full. She said to her two sons, go gather more vessels. Here's when our job is complete as a church. When all vessels are gathered. As long as there's lost people, as long as there's people that don't know Jesus, our job is not finished. Come on. Ain't finished. Her sons come back and said, Mom, there's no more vessels left. Nothing else together. She goes back to the man of God and says, what am I supposed to do now? He said, now take the vessels and open up your doors. And put a sign out in the front yard. I'm paraphrasing Jody Dark version. Put a sign out in your front yard, oil for sale. And she was amazed. But people started lining up at her door to buy the oil she had. See, I got to get us to thinking that if we're ever going to have a revival, it's going to shake this community and let me just say this state. I got to get you to thinking that what you have in your oil, in your pot, the world wants it. The world wants it. Yesterday, I was at a biker event. I'm sitting and I'm not told this anybody, Jimmy and Kim shared with them last night. But while I was at this biker event, I got a text on my phone. And it was from a biker. He said, brother, I'm lost. I'm not right with God. And I need help. Will you pray? God will save me. But that was a biker. That could have been somebody you worked beside. Could have been somebody in the hospital. Could have been somebody in your lifestyle. And I replied, I have a motto. Y'all want to hear my motto at the clubhouse? Here's my motto. I'm not leaving one brother behind. And if you ask those guys that I'm in that club with, what's Jody's motto? They'll say, he's not leaving one of us behind. He's going to take us all to heaven. I'm not going to quit till every one of them saved. Every one of them. Why? Because God's called me to just pour vessels. Just gather the vessels. And I'll do the work of the oil. She sold the oil. And she paid the creditor the debt her late husband owed. The miracle. The pot of oil. You know what's amazing to me? Rick Branson, come here for a minute. This is a big man. I'm talking about a big man. He's 6'7", 6'8". He's a godly man. He's a man of good wisdom. Lord, he's my friend. But you know what's amazing to me? His size is not what captures. God can take somebody like this. If I told you his background, or he told you his background, he's been there. God can take somebody like that. Could you imagine how much oil he could hold? Sometimes I'll just tell the deacons around here. I know I'm the pastor, I'm a spiritual leader. Sometimes this pot gets low and over. And I'll tell these men, lay hands on me. Pray over me. You know what I'm saying? Transfer oil to me. That's what we're doing. We're transferring the Holy Spirit to each other. We're adding oil where oil needs to be. The end result is that we all make it. I'm telling you this morning, God's looking for vessels. We need to gather them. I don't care if they come in with nose rings hanging off their nose. I don't care how they come in. I really don't. I've had men stagger up the aisles so drunk they couldn't get to the front of the church. I don't care if they come in drunk, they'll leave sober. We give enough oil out. Anybody with me? Let's stand for this. Father, I come to you now in the name of Jesus Christ. I ask you, Lord, that you would just move upon this congregation. Help us to understand that you're calling us, Lord, to pull vessels. There's a debt that needs to be paid. There's a cost for this anointing. I ask you, Lord, that we be willing to pay the cost for true revival and true anointing. I ask it now in the name of Jesus. Break down every barrier, destroy every wall, open every door for the people of God. And I ask it now in the name of Jesus. And I thank you in the church said, amen. That's just simple. We will pray the offering. the best of us. Amen. Praise the Lord. Somebody testify this morning what the Lord's done for you.
I want to testify because I always do, but mostly because Steve Spring from work came today, and I knew that God made a change because I see him every day. And when you see people, sometimes we act different at work, when you're in the flesh especially. Steve doesn't, evidently, because she said there's such a transformation. So it's not my testimony. I'm just testifying that the day God changed Steve, he changed everything. I'm so grateful for what God's done and what he's created.
Chair, I've got a friend of mine that has a pew on her the base of her brain. And she had it in my room yesterday. And we don't know the results of it yet, but she has feds that she just had on a stand. And I'd like the church to remember her in that.
Brother Jerry, my mother-in-law, they found a knot on her throat, and they're going to have it tomorrow, and they think it might be cancer, so pray for peace of mind.
Let's remember that. Thank God for the message. After service, we're going to meet at Brother Mike Darden's church to eat, and we'll have singing right after that. Those don't know where it's at. It's behind Marco's Pizza there in Halls, Grace Baptist. And no tonight's service. So let's go and eat and fellowship and have a good time. Remember Wednesday night at 7 o'clock. Love y'all. Come back. Praise the Lord.